But one of the things that actually discouraged me then was I was talking to my friend and he said digital marketing is saturated. Like everybody's already doing it now. That was 20, I'm saying 2018, like around 2018. So I said, okay, I'll look for something else. So I started doing, of course, I graduated from statistics and I just started data analysis then. But it's something I don't enjoy. I later came back to market in 2019 because that's actually one thing I just felt I really like to do. What I want to ask currently, do you think an area is too saturated to make money online?
So, for me, saturation is always a good thing, but there's such a thing as trends, right? Um, some things on the internet are just fads, right? They can come and go. And if you pay attention, there's a good reason, a very logical, scientific reason why they went, right? But generally, saturation is usually a good sign, right? When you hear that something is saturated, it means that either the barrier to entry was very low, so
Mm,
that it allowed a lot of people to just go into it. Whatever it
mm,
is, whether it's digital marketing in general, whether it's starting a dropshipping business, whether it's starting a faceless YouTube channel, whether it's doing affiliate marketing in 2021, it means there was something about that particular, thing that made it easy for a lot of people to enter. Maybe the barrier to entry was very low. That's one. Secondly, it could also be that because it is insanely lucrative and a lot of people have identified it, that's why it's very saturated. Because saturation is usually a sign that this is something that is worth pursuing, right? It's usually a sign
mm,
that, but it should not be a reason why somebody who thinks they can make a huge mark in that thing should not pursue it. Because
mm,
I mean, this is this is probably 50, 60 years. This is probably 30, 20 years ago. But Google was the ninth search engine, right?
mm,
There were already eight search engines before Google built their own search engine and made it
yes.
better. And they were number nine. And now today, nobody knows the other eight and any other one that
Mm,
comes after it, right? And just because they enter into a saturated market and made it better, and several other things that I've even tried to do. Sometimes when you try to do something, I try to do something, I'll hear it's saturated. And you go and check why it's saturated. It's probably saturated because there's a low, you know, barrier to
yeah.
entry, right? But when you
Mm,
now look a little deeper, you realize that it's not going to take much for you to outperform 90% of the people who
mm,
you're going to be competing with. Because, frankly speaking, most people today are just wuss. They are just wusses and they can't even take, you know, the slightest form of hardship will just discourage
yeah.
them. The slightest form
Mm,
of hindrance or obstacle will just make them, move on and just drop
give
whatever
up.
it is and go look
Mm,
for the next easiest thing. So if you're about to start something, the one thing you need to have is, a conviction, a very strong conviction that this is what you want to do. And when you meet the hardship that is in this thing, you're going to face it head on and not bring your head up for water until you solve whatever it is that's in front of you. Because that's exact, because in everything, no matter how easy it might look and how easy it seems that makes, everyone want to do it, right? There's going to be something tough about it that is going to make that made more than a big chunk of all those people not even succeed with it, right? But if you have a strong conviction, you can easily surmount the hurdle, and then you find out why it's very lonely at the top, even in that saturated thing. Even in that, someone can tell you, "Oh, digital marketing is saturated. Digital marketing is saturated." How many digital marketers are in the top 100 millionaires in this country? There's almost no one there. And you're saying it's saturated.
mm.
Are you saturated? Why don't we have billionaire digital marketers? We don't. We clearly don't. Right? We have, the equivalent of our equivalent of the Grant Cardones and the Gary V's. Their net worth are, night and day. So, there's
Yeah.
something that there's still room at the top. So it's clearly not saturated. Not even the slightest bit.
I like the way you visualize this because I got in 2021 instead of 2018, and here I
Mhm.
am. Like, and currently, if anybody comes to me and say digital marketing, oh, come in, come in, come in, because
Exactly. If
more
you, you
people.
know,
As
if you,
I thought about
if
it,
you not,
like there's
if
more
you
internet
knuckle down
penetration
and
now.
grind, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
if you knuckle down and
Right.
really grind, whatever
Yes.
it is you choose to be an expert in. Let's say if you choose to be an expert content writer, you choose to be an expert, YouTube advertiser or Facebook advertiser, you choose to be an expert SEO, guru, right? If you knuckle down and grind, right, it will take you less than 2 years, and everybody that matters, in that sphere would know your
Already
name.
calling you.
Literally, they will literally know your name if you
All you need
knuckle
to do
down
is
and grind.
just become insanely good.
Yeah, they will know your name because the people who are going to need your services at the end of the day, they are always talking to other people who are looking for people that are good, right? If you become very good at Facebook advertising today, and because of how good you are, you know some things or you know some of the latest insights that nobody is sharing. Trust me, and you tweet about them consistently for a month. It wouldn't take. You might end up just having like 100 followers, but it's going to be 100 followers
Yes.
of people that are tight and close knit who want that information. Before you know it, you are popular in that circle of people who are looking for that information. And then when people start to ask, oh, who's the Facebook guy that I can talk to? They won't talk to 10 people before someone start calling your name. Before
Before
you know
your
it, you
name
are
is
relevant
out.
in a circle that matters. Before you know it, you keep on grinding, and anybody talks about that particular skill, people are raising their hand up and saying, oh, talk to that guy. Talk to that guy. Because now they know that, you probably know what you're talking about. And it didn't take you long to get there, right? It didn't take you as long as you thought it would, but you are there already.